We live in a divided world today. Globally, in every nation, the politics are those of division, anger, hate, frustration. COVID is sifting us. It's revealing a lot about us, about what we really believe and what we support and who we are, in what we think and how we express ourselves, but even it's dividing us down to what we truly believe about life. And we also live in a world that says, love your neighbor, those who agree with you, and hate your enemies. And Jesus comes and he takes on the religious establishment of his day, and he takes us on too, and he says, you have heard that it was said, love your neighbor but hate your enemies. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Recently I spoke of persecution and the fact that we can expect it in our lives, that there will be those who hate Christ and hate us. And how do we respond to those people who physically go to the very point of hurting us or trying to hurt us or try and control us? Well, we love them. We make space for them because we're not of this place. When we hold the things of this world in too much of a high regard, we are hugely affected by opposition. If your possessions hold you, if you are so focused on the political system or on your freedoms and rights, you're going to experience persecution far differently for those who have their minds set on things above. Many people feel oppressed today, whether it's by the political party or in some states where there are really cruel oppressors or where you are dealing with unjust or unfair laws. We are looking often for a political savior, and we often try and use Jesus to justify our means. But Jesus was never a rebel in that sense, and yet he was radical. But he didn't come to change the current situation. He brought a whole new kingdom to bear. And he gave us options that were never available and could never be provided for by a change in rulership or change in the laws of the day. True Christianity is radically different. Jesus says, do it for me. Do you want to respond and start a Stop the Extra Mile campaign? Hashtag. Against this teaching of Jesus? We do it every day by our attitudes and how we respond to the things around us and how we deal with people. After 2,000 years, we still have racism in our hearts, anger, frustration, rebellion. True Christianity is radically different. Jesus told us how we deal with things the enemy throws at us. Your spiritual health depends a lot on how you manage the next months. As you again and again are faced with things that are forced on you. This is a global situation. Everyone in every country is experiencing it at this time. You are going to have stuff forced on you. How are you going to deal with things you have no control over? Either by the virus or the authorities. Will you lash out and rebel and blame, or will you seek out opportunities to do all the things as unto Christ? Will you love rather than hate? Will you forgive rather than blame? And will you serve rather than stand up for your rights? Will you embody the world, or will you walk as Jesus did? COVID-19 is going to sift us. It's going to open us up. It's going to be a time where we discover our true selves. Who are we inside? Are we walking in the light or in the flesh? Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be children of your Father in heaven. He causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. If you love those who love you, what reward will you get? And are not even the tax collectors doing that? And if you only greet your own people, what are you doing more than others? Do not even pagans do that? Fill us with your Spirit, and Father, let us reflect you in all we do and say.